Okay, the first thing you need to know is you need to know the definition of these three words. A hue is just a color. So it would be a color that's found on the color wheel, like one of the primary colors or one of the secondary colors. So, we talk about silver as a color, but silver's not on the color wheel, so that's not going to work here. You want colors that are on the color wheel. That would be red, blue, green, yellow, orange, purple. I've chosen orange for my hue. Then tints are when you add white to a hue. And shades are when you add a darker color, or we're going to try black today to make, you add that to your hue to get another color. So you're going to need a plate, and you're going to get just a little bit of your hue. I chose orange, remember? And you're going to need a little bit of white because we said we were going to make tints with white. Doesn't take much. And you're going to need a little bit of black because we said we were going to try black to make our shades. Okay, so I'm going to paint my hue box. It doesn't have to be, I'm not worried about painting it neatly. I just want the color on there. And then for the tints box, we have 3 actual boxes. So I'm going to try adding mostly orange and just a little bit of white. So there it is. And I'm going to add a little bit more because I'm not seeing much difference in the color. So what you're making here in the tints should be lighter than your original hue. All right, let me see if I can even make a lighter one. The more white you add, the lighter your tint, or the lighter the color is going to look. And I'm kind of getting a big glob on my paper, but that's okay because this is the test page. We're trying to learn what to do here so that we can use this when we get ready to paint our pottery. Okay, and I've got too much paint on my brush. I'm just going to blot it over here, kind of get some of that paint out. Okay, I'm going to let's see if I can make an even lighter one. Put a little bit of orange. That's a really light one. So, my hue is orange, and those are my tints. Okay. After you do your tints, you're going to want to wash your brush out because you're going to have white in your brush, and you don't want white in your brush when you start to make your shades. So just rinse your brush out, and now we're going to use the black to try to make some different shades. Now the trick to making shades is you really got to pay attention, especially if you're using black to make the shades, because black can really change the way the color looks. And sometimes we make shades with things like dark blue, or sometimes you can add like a really deep dark purple or even brown to make different shades. But we're going to try black today, so you really got to pay attention. So some of our hue, our original color, and I'm going to put just a little bit. That was almost even too much. I'm going to put some more orange back in there. All right. So while you're working on this is where you're going to experiment, especially with the black to make shades, because you wouldn't want to do this for the first time when you're actually painting your pottery. All right, let's try to make an even darker one. I mean, it really does not take much black at all to make a darker shade of orange. Okay, it's a little darker. Try to make it a little bit darker. Oh, that's really dark. You notice as I'm working, I'm watching what I'm doing, and I'm like, man, that's too much black. I'm going to get a little bit more orange. Or I'm like, that's way too much orange. Let me get some black. So I'm just kind of trying to think about what I'm doing as I'm working. Okay, so now we have our hue. Whichever hue you select, I chose orange. Then you have tints, where you add white to get different tints of orange. These will be lighter. Tints are lighter than the original color. And then shades, you're going to add black to make a darker color. It'll be darker than your original color. And then once you have this complete and you understand how to make tints and shades, you are going to use the tints and shades to paint your piece of pottery. So when we look at your piece of pottery, we should see some different tints and shades. Maybe on your pottery, on your piece of pottery, you want like a dark stripe, a shade, one of the dark shades, and then maybe you want to do one of the lighter stripes. However you want to use these colors, you can. So this is your reference sheet, and you will use this plate of paint and the cup of water, because I've got my brush kind of gross right now. But you'll use the paint that's on your plate to paint your pottery. Okay?